Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, July 28th Select Board meeting. We begin this night's meeting with a 5 p.m. appointment with Justin Bardwell of Wellington Street. You could come up, Justin, so people at home can hear you. That'd be great.
Hi, Joan. I don't know if we've ever met.
I don't believe we have. You look familiar though.
Yeah, I've been around. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, why don't you just explain why you're here?
Sure. I sent Pam a letter, I don't know, a week or two ago. We just kind of my yearly nag, I guess, of just checking in with the town about selling some land to me, land that my property abuts. And I sent the letter in. It has a few kind of maps I printed out to show you what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The short version is kind of, I don't know, probably almost 8 or 10 years now, I've been kind of communicating with various select boards and highway bosses and town administrators about the idea of selling this little chunk of land to me. And most have been in favor, and we've kind of gotten through a few steps in the process, and then it kind of just fizzles out for various reasons. The last time we had talked about it, it was 2019, and the town actually paid to have a land appraisal, because we kind of got to that point where it was like, okay, this land, we deem it surplus, unofficially maybe. Let's see what it's worth. And so the town paid for an appraisal, which I brought, and I'm sure Pam could dig up and I could get you a copy. But from there, I think it was 2019 that appraisal happened, and then the town garage project kind of happened, and we just kind of put this on the back burner for obvious reasons. So yeah, I think I checked in one of Heather's last months here, and
Yeah, we're trying to get the salt shed done first.
yeah, that's right. The
Yep.
salt shed, I didn't realize at the time the salt shed plan was moving forward, and it's kind of up in that area is where I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So Heather was like, let's get through the salt shed and then we can talk again. And so this is where I'm at.
Now, let me ask you, Justin, I'm just curious because, you know, where your shop is located on here. It shows.
Yeah.
Do you own all the land behind you that's forested?
So all that yellow shaded area is my land.
Oh, okay, I'm
Yep.
just kind of curious why this
Hillside.
piece?
It's like,
Oh, okay,
it's
okay,
ledge.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure. What would you be doing with that? I mean, you putting another shop down there, or?
No, it's the blue shaded area on the map is really just like, it abuts my main residence property on that side.
Sure.
And then we bought the rental, that trailer across from the highway garage
Yeah.
in 22, and we fixed that up, and so now I'm kind of on two sides there. We own the property, and this appraisal the guy appraised this parcel that I highlighted in the salt shed lot, just as like a conversation of what would these be valued at. So now that the salt shed area is being used, I'm kind of revisiting this 1.5 acres of the blue shaded area. And what I would use for it, I don't have any like immediate big plans, but one of the things that's been a real pinch point of my business for the last 20 years operating out of that space is access.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just saying, I'm only asking that because
Yep.
they said with the highway department across, and if you just were to
Yeah.
fill that 1.5 acres with equipment.
No,
okay,
it's not my intention. I mean,
No,
if you
okay.
can see, where I labeled shop entrance. It's about a 10-foot wide gravel strip that goes up between my neighbor's garage and a fence.
Yeah.
And to have big equipment with big trucks, I can only go out that way, and only if the guys aren't parked at the highway garage, because I have to swing so wide. So often I come through this back gate up near the salt shed,
Yeah.
which is just like an unofficial entrance to the backside of my property that I've used since Lawless owned it, and he said, go ahead and use it.
Have
So
we been checking on tax use? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's been like just an unofficial kind of handshake
Yeah.
agreement.
You wanna-
Everybody's been
you
great
just
about
wanna
it.
have your own, you
Yeah.
wanna- yeah,
And I
that-
just,
That's
at
all I'm
this
asking.
point.
I'm not opposed if you had a building there. or
Yeah.
anything. I was just curious.
No, I actually, I don't think I would ever want to have really a building down there. It's
Okay.
really, on this back page, I kind of just drew like roughly what a new driveway would look like into that back part.
Okay.
And you guys are welcome to stop up and I can show you how the shop space is used, but that shop space, is pretty long and narrow. It goes along this whole back part of my property there. And it's just, we store our equipment,
I've seen
some
the equipment there. You can
supplies.
see it
Yeah,
when
you
you-
can see the steel
When the leaves
building.
aren't out.
Right.
Yeah.
So this would provide the opportunity to get in and out much easier. And it's actually, it's working okay right now, but you never know in the future. If the town needs more space in that salt shed lot to use that back portion,
Yeah, it's gonna block it right out.
yeah, and I don't know, it makes this more permanent for me and for that security of getting in and out, so.
Do you need that much land to create a better access for your business?
No, I don't need it. It's only because it abuts the other two properties that felt like it made sense to include that space. But
I
it
can
does,
understand why this is a really narrow driveway for heavy equipment, but I'm just wondering if you need all the space. My question is whether our highway department how they would weigh in, whether they
Yeah.
feel they would need some of that space in the future.
yeah,
So I know the last year when we actually were having this discussion, or the year before, like
Right.
Justin said, we've kind of been slashing this thing around for the last several years. But I do remember having that conversation with Anthony, and he's like, they've got ample space
I would
now
double
that's
check with
not
him
even,
though, honestly.
But also,
Um,
oh,
But I mean, they have, like, not only their new garage space up above, but they also have all the other space as well, for future use.
and all the land around the salt shed, there's a lot of room to park things
Yeah.
up there too. But we block you, so that's, I
Yeah.
Right.
see what you're saying, Justin,
yeah, and there's if we're looking at this paper with the blue shaded area, I would say at least half of that is wooded area. The front half is that grassy field if you've ever driven up there, and then the back half is like this, just a wooded area between my shop and that field. Yeah, I guess it would definitely help the business. That's where that's my main motive in wanting that area. Short of that, I mean, we would just, the town's mowing it once or maybe, twice a month, maybe now, and we probably wouldn't do much more than that, just take care of it and eventually, maybe put in a new drive there. Like I said, it's not like an emergency, but certainly would be nice. So.
But I would like to have Anthony weigh in.
I was just gonna say that. I don't have a problem with that, with Justin. He's not only a good person, and he would take care of it, but just find out with Pam raised the highway department, just to see, if this really is a piece that we possibly won't ever need,
Right.
Because now that the salt shed is up and everything, and
Right.
Yeah.
But I think out of courtesy, we should
Oh, definitely.
bring him part of the
Definitely.
conversation.
Yeah.
Also, we can't decide now, there's a whole procedure if we were to go this route, right?
well, the property would have to be declared as surplus. We would have to have a survey done,
Right.
to carve out that section. We'd have to have another appraisal done, because that appraisal's really old at this point.
Right, and I want to make that clear, like, I obviously don't expect, I think they valued that lot at like $5,400, that 1.5 acre. I don't expect that to be anywhere near today's price.
All right.
And
No, put a zero at the end.
Yes. I don't know if it'd be that different.
but
Well, just trying.
So how would it work? Would we have to get permission from the town from town meeting to deal with this?
So,
Do we have to go out to bid?
This
or-
would be, it would be kind of like what we ended up doing with the old police station.
Okay,
So we would put it out to town meeting, to have the voters say, yes, we can deem this as surplus.
okay,
And, we would ask permission for the select board to take any action there too. We can then put it out to bid, whichever bid process that we chose to do. And then we can move forward with it from that. So, I think we could do this if we end up having a special town meeting. If we don't end up doing one this fall for some reason, then it would just go to the annual, in May. So, and it would depend if we have everything kinda lined up
yeah.
at the time for the special town meeting.
Now, back when Heather was helping me with some of this, there was a magic number that the town could sell surplus town-owned property, whether it be a machine or land, as long as it's under that, it didn't have to go.
I'd have to look into
But I
that.
don't know, I don't remember exactly what
I'm
that
not
number
sure.
was.
yeah,
We can, I can
If that's-
check in on that.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, that would,
We would still
that would
have
be
to
nice.
go, we would still have to go through the other portion though, to deem it as surplus
Right,
property.
yeah, definitely. I just, if, you know, as opposed to
Yep.
putting it off to next year, which is whatever,
Right.
you know, but,
but you said it in
I
March.
mean, that's the
you know,
portion
Yeah.
that,
here.
yeah.
that's the portion that we'd be stuck kinda waiting on though anyways.
Okay,
Declaring
yeah.
it surplus.
Is the surplus property
Yep.
itself, cause that's gotta be approved through town meeting.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's what I'm asking today is, you know, if we could, if, I don't expect a decision today, but if it's like,
yeah,
You know,
no,
if-
I mean, personally, I think it's time. You know, it's, I know, like you said, it's been a discussion for several years now. And I think, you know, either Pam or myself could reach out to Anthony.
So you work with the highway department.
I'm the liaison
You're the liaison to the,
for the
to
highway, so I can
department, yeah.
certainly reach out to Anthony and see if there's anything that he would be looking to have it for, which I think at that point in time would only just dwindle down that space.
mhm,
But I think, I don't see any issue to where we could at least break off,
mhm.
even if it's 60 feet, for you to be able to put a driveway in
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
You know, something along those lines, and, you know, but at least move
Mhm.
this thing forward,
Yeah,
so.
But hopefully we would maybe have a special town meeting before the annual town meeting, so this doesn't go on a long
Right.
time. you know.
Yep. Yeah,
But we're on it.
okay, yeah. Well, I appreciate you hearing me out, and that's, you know.
this is the year.
Yes,
We've made it.
we're gonna tell you,
We've made it.
Pam is on it.
Yeah,
No pressure.
all right. Yeah, I appreciate you, taking the meeting again and revisiting it, so. I would, you know, I would, just leave with that note of saying that I would prefer the whole thing.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
It gives me a little more flexibility with any future.
Yep.
I mean, being that I own the rental, I could maybe have a larger house on that someday when that
Yeah.
thing.
Well, like I said, I mean, the last time I had a conversation with Anthony about it, they had zero use or desire for it, but,
I had the same
the board said, they
conversation with
just-
him,
they
but
just-
yeah, I totally understand.
yep,
That's a
they
that's a
just
good
wanna
idea.
be absolutely positive
Yep.
on that.
Yep,
And then, we can start moving from there.
yeah. All right, I appreciate it.
Okay.
I don't know if you had that old appraisal or.
I do.
Okay,
I
good.
do have it, yep.
It was a
I
big,
did find it.
big file, so I
We don't
didn't
throw,
email
Yeah, yeah.
we don't throw anything away.
No, I do have it.
All right,
Okay, nice to meet
Thank you.
Good to see you, Justin.
Stay dry.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
You too.
Next on the agenda is we approve the warrant for the 2026 state primary. I don't have to read this.
No,
Yeah.
you could mention that it's gonna be what the date is.
Okay, thank you very much. Hey, I'm still new at this, okay. So the primary will be the first day of September, which in this case is
Tuesday, first day of September
Tuesday,
twenty twenty-six.
Tuesday, the first day of, I guess it must be September 1st.
I
It's like fancy.
think it is, it's
Yeah,
just fancy,
I know.
September 1st.
So on Tuesday, the first day of
Remember?
September, 2026, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the following purpose. So we'll be voting primary for senator in Congress, governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state, treasurer, auditor, representative in Congress, counselor, senator in general court, representative in general court, district attorney, register of probate, and the sheriff. So, okay, so my job is I make a motion to approve the warrant for the 2026 state primary.
Second.
Good, nice to have somebody else second.
Well, you guys can take turns. All in favor?
Huh?
I think it was
Good, Clint.
I think it was
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
By a hair.
Aye.
Aye. So it passes unanimously, okay. Thank you.
Just used to Larry sleeping on it, so.
Okay, next we have annual appointment of election workers. And I'm going to read all of their names. This is from the town clerk. Election worker appointments to be made between July 15th and August 15th. So it's Marie Bartlett, Karen Blum, Mary Bolduc, James Bonham, Elizabeth Cerrone, Paula Consuela, Bill Dieters, Karen Dobos, okay, thank you. Sarah Doherty, Cheryl Dukes, Ellen Eller, John Geister, Pamela Guyette, oh, okay. Emily Gwynn, Kim Klein, Bruce Lessels, Amy Love, Anya McMillan, Margaret Peggy March, Catherine McKay, Maggie Miklovich, Ben Murray, Steve Pelletier, Patricia Schmidt, Shirley Scott, Susan Sugar, Martha Thurber, Dina Wilmore, and Greg Zabruski. Zabruski. Okay, so my motion is make a motion to approve the annual appointment of the election workers that I just named.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. All right. Okay, we have on here to discuss select board policy regarding signs in town property, and this is something that Pam's bringing forward.
This is carried forward. We've had a few issues this year with signs being placed at the Buckland Rec. Cindy has had to take down several large tag sale signs. One was painted on a sheet and draped over the fence. We've also had signs put out front here in the flower planters. Sometimes people have come forward and asked, other times they haven't. So I think it's just, you know, we've had a few people comment or say that, you know, we don't really want the signs necessarily at the rec. If you allow one person, then you're allowing every person. So this is more just some discussion to figure out how we should move forward with this, since it does seem to be a recurring situation. And whether it's a bylaw that we need to adopt, but there's definitely some things to discuss about that. I mean, we have in our zoning bylaws, we have, you know, it talks about the size of a sign can't, be larger than a certain size. It talks a little bit about how long the sign should be up for, you know, certain non-permanent signs, but it doesn't really talk about locations of where they can and cannot be, and if they need permission to put them up. Just wanted to throw it your way.
I checked on several of them myself, just going online, the name of the place, and if they had to sign thing. And most of them that I looked at said that they need to get permission from the select board.
Well, I know the church always asks and fills out a sidewalk use permit for putting their sign down along the river there, and I mean, it just feels like there's nothing super consistent, you know, some people just plunk their signs wherever, and if
I
some
think
are
we
asking
need it.
permission, others are not, you know, how do we?
I think we need it, especially with the
Force
size. We've already agreed on size, that's already there. We want a little tight, and I agree, I mean, the fence ways, where you mentioned for, you know, the church to put it there, and it seemed to be effective that way. But just to have them anywhere, and people to start hanging sheets that say tag sale, so, I agree with you.
The church didn't put a sign up this year, did they?
Not for the tag sale yet.
No.
I don't, no, they didn't
It's
actually,
this
it's this
weekend.
weekend, yeah, they did.
I think it was too large.
Yeah, it was.
Because we had that whole
was.
conversation about the sign for,
It was,
the
yes.
Historical Society, that's kinda where we started.
But they put them,
that
if you notice,
conversation.
you'll notice that the entrances to, both roads coming in, they get, the commons there, and they had signs made that were the right size to be put there, so, yeah. But I agree with you, I think that we have to control, when I read I go over all these towns and I'm looking at them, I wish I'd written some of the names down, and most every one of them said permission from the select board. They have to go to, like, they said clerks, other people said others and bring it up, and, you know. But if we have a policy, we don't have to come to us, maybe, I don't know. Instead of exploding, depending on the floor.
My only concern, there was a lot of like sandwich board signs out here. Were there any instances where there was, people couldn't, you know, with blocking people's right of way or walking?
I mean, the sandwich board, they had come and asked permission
Okay.
to put that up.
You
I
get it?
mean, the sandwich board itself didn't seem like it was probably gonna impede anyone, there still seemed to be ample room on the sidewalk. My only concern with that is, and I hadn't thought of this, but someone else had mentioned it, you know, that it wasn't attached to anything, so if we had a real windy day, it could have gone flying, so, again, I don't wanna make this into a big
No.
to
No.
do, but it's hard if Cindy is confronted by somebody at the rec and she feels, you know, she's taken down this side sign that says tag sale or whatever, if we don't have an actual policy, you know.
I don't know.
So, I'm pretty sure there would have to be a bylaw put in place for it. Not just a policy, because it would have to be in regards to, all town property. That is my understanding on it, I certainly could be wrong, but
I know we have like a
think
dog
that's-
policy as opposed to a dog, I mean, we have a dog bylaw, but like for town property, I know that's a policy. I can certainly check, I can ask some
Yeah.
questions, figure that out. You said you saw other
Towns.
towns.
Yeah.
Did you notice if there were policies?
No,
versus
yeah, I
bylaws?
didn't at all. I just type in the name of towns.
but that's the
and
thing though, is there,
Yeah,
do they have a bylaw in place to where they can set a policy?
right.
You know, because we could certainly set a bylaw, a town bylaw, to where it gives the board the authority to set a policy, to where it could potentially
I can do
change.
some more research on that. Mary had a question.
Would this be similar to when the, select board voted on what flags to allow on town flagpoles? Because I believe the select board voted on that. Not that I'm just wondering if it would be a similar situation.
And that was a policy. the
Yeah,
select board
but
policy.
it didn't go to any other committee, I don't think.
No, because it's not, so that wasn't considered for a bylaw. But now you're talking not just a flagpole, you're talking all town properties.
I wonder if there's a creative way we can help, you know, when organizations have an event.
Cause I
But
mean
the-
theoretically, then that could throw a kink into the road race too, with all the signs that they put up.
Mhm.
But whether you could, find a way that they can publicize, but one way that doesn't impede, I mean, there's gotta be some sort of standards,
Well, it sounds like Larry may have found some
Well,
other towns who
like I
may
said,
have had examples of
I
that.
drove
We
out
can
down and just typed in the name of the town and it was.
I can look, I
horrendous.
mean, I can
Yeah,
certainly look
yeah.
into it and ask
But,
the group listserv.
Cause I don't know,
Yeah.
you know.
Pam's not that busy, she can look into it.
I'm just saying to myself, I have nothing at all
Yeah,
going on
right.
tomorrow, so this will be
I will,
perfect.
I will look, I will seriously look too, just, that's a good point, if it's a
Yeah.
policy or a bylaw, and
Yeah.
I'll double check some.
Okay, well, to be continued even
Yes,
further. We'll
yes.
keep kicking
But
it down
most,
the
most
road.
of, I think everyone says not on town property, that's the one thing that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, who knows?
I
I
guess,
think Larry will come up eventually, he was finishing up, so if you wanted to pass over
okay,
the D.
all right, we'll come back. Discuss town hall hours.
Okay, this is me again.
It's
I'm
you
just the problem
again.
tonight. So I think we've talked about this a few times. So the town hall, we're closed on Fridays. Not necessarily every Friday, occasionally if the town clerk has a voter registration or something, we'll be open. But typically, we're closed on Friday to the public. The other offices here at town hall, with the exception of the clerk's office, which is open from 7:30 to noon on Monday, they're all the other offices are closed on Mondays, and that leaves me here by myself on Mondays. And I try not to think that it's not a safe thing to be here by myself, but we've had people coming in, and I don't know if it's the greatest idea to be completely by myself in the town hall if there aren't other offices open, especially when I can't provide the services most people are looking for when they come in. That being said, we've discussed within town hall, accommodating people. If we were to say that, Mondays we would be only open until 12:30, for example, and then we could be here by appointment potentially. I know most of the other offices have said that. If there's someone who absolutely cannot come in during regular hours, we try really hard to accommodate them by appointment. Or if we are here and, quite often Alicia may be here beyond 12:30, we would be open. But I think just letting the public know that there's a chance that we may be closed on a Monday. If I'm on vacation,
As
there's
well
no
as-
one else
as
who
well
can
as-
be open.
As well as Friday,
Fridays has been closed
Yeah,
since,
okay.
for several years at this point.
Yeah.
And that's not an unusual type of a thing. I just feel that there's, letting people know in advance rather than surprising them. I just think that's a better way of doing it, to have more predictable hours. But again, I'm just looking to the three of you to see if you had thoughts on that. Maybe not you.
But how many people do come in on a Friday typically?
Monday.
Actually not that many, because
Monday.
no one is open except for my office. I think a lot of people have learned that, the clerk's office closes
Not
at
Monday,
noon.
sorry.
The assessors are not here Monday, the tax collector's not here on Monday.
Mhm.
So that leaves me, and Alicia until noon. But for example, if I decide to ever take an actual week off and not be here on a Monday, it's also, I just want to somehow let people know that Mondays could be a day where the hours may vary or the town hall may not be open on a Monday. So trying to figure out the best way of working through that.
So is it reasonable to say we would be open half-day on Monday?
Oh, for sure. I mean, at minimum, we'd be open for a half day, unless Alicia and I were both out. I think it's also important just to reiterate that we are all single-person offices, and if somebody's out sick or they're on a vacation, even though we may say that we're open these certain hours, sometimes we're not. We just can't always be open, and that's sometimes a hard thing for residents to understand, but I just sort of wanted to have that opportunity to mention that, we are single person offices, and I'm really the only full-time town hall employee at this point.
Mhm.
So, and then, I didn't feel right making that decision on my own. However,
Well, I can understand your concern of being the only person here, and if someone's coming in to talk about their tax bill, that's not something that, with the with a tax collector or their property value, that's not going to happen. But what, in other towns that our size, how many days is town hall open?
it varies. I mean, some town halls are not open much at all. Some are, I mean, of our size, I would say it's either about what we're open or even less. But, I mean, ultimately, we want to serve our residents. That's not really the case. We're not trying to not be open for them. It's just trying to figure out meeting expectations. So.
Larry?
Well,
I was told I don't get to speak on this matter.
I did not say that.
Yes, you do.
I did not say that.
I don't see any issue with, if Pam's the only one here on a Monday afternoon, just closing the town hall. I mean, you could certainly, if you're gonna be in office, you could put a sign on the door saying, if you need help with the town administrator, call this number, and just hang that on the door. Cause then you'd be in your office anyway, so you could let them in if it was something that they needed you for. But I know, I can imagine that, with you being the only one here and everybody coming in looking for one of the other offices, and now it's distracting you from getting your work done.
Well,
Granted, you're not that busy, but, no, but I mean, with everything that you have going on, it's kind of hard for you to be able to get any work done if people are coming in and distracting you for 10, 15 minutes per person. That time tends to add up, so
I guess the question more is what makes more sense, saying that we're going to be closing on Mondays at 12:30, or just letting people know there's a chance we may be closed at 12:30, because I think there are Mondays where Alicia may be here till like today, or
well, but
not Monday,
I
but
think
she was
if
here
you're
later.
but if you're looking to just I think it's better to just say that you're going to be closed, and if they happen to show up and you're open, great. I think people would be happier that way than rather than saying, oh well, we might be open. Whereas this way here, if you're closed, and there's that's where it's at. And then if they show up forgetting that you're supposed to be closed and you're open, then great. They hit the lottery that day.
What about by appointment only on Monday?
I think we can be. You mean for the afternoon?
It seemed to me that there's a question of whether any will be here on Mondays.
I mean, it's only if it's vacation time, and Alicia and I were both, which we try to coordinate, so that's not the case.
That's
But
understandable.
again, then she would be the only person. If there's just two of us here on a Monday, from 7:30 to 12:30. But I think by appointment, we've always sort of maintained, if someone, even on a Friday, if we need to come in, we've been able to usually facilitate something like that. But we could certainly add that as, we're open 7:30 to 12:30, or by appointment for the afternoon.
That makes sense.
There you go.
I like that.
Okay.
So,
Do we need to vote on that or not? Or that we're just
No.
policy? Okay. Okay. Alrighty. All right, well, Larry's still down there, so let's
We're
move
running
on.
out of time.
Let me get to it. Okay, so we're going down to minutes and warrants. Have you read the minutes from the July 14th meeting? You weren't there, you were in our beautiful 49th state. So,
I can't vote on the minutes, but I can vote on the warrants.
Larry, did you?
mhm.
Alright. so I'm gonna make a motion to approve the minutes of the July 14th meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, passes.
I abstain.
Okay, and warrants, I make a motion to approve warrants W 26 to 29, W 27 to 03, and WP 27 to 03.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. All right, now we go into permits, licenses, and contracts. Okay, we have one. We didn't approve this, did we? We're gonna have to make a motion for this, I guess, huh? Or do I?
Yeah, so the one for the Wake Robin Morris and Juggler Meadow Morris men, last month, or last meeting rather,
Right.
there was a little conflicting information on the application, and I did
Before that,
reach.
because I think I was here for that.
No, they did one earlier in the year too.
Yeah,
This
they
is
did
their
that.
second round. I did reach out to David Nixon, who had filed the permit, and he said, oh yes, there was a typo, a calendar error.
Okay.
So it is only October 11th, 2026, in 2 locations. So you can certainly
All right, I'll make a motion.
make the motion for that, yep.
I make a motion to approve a street use permit for Wake Robin Morris and Juggler Meadow Morrismen for October 11th outside McCuskers Market and the Trolley Museum.
Second
Yes.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't think McCuskers would like it if it was inside. They're not.
Well, then they wouldn't need a street use permit. then.
No, they wouldn't. Okay, so we have the DOT contract documents for unpaved road grant awarded in the amount of $171,128. How many miles will that do?
Well, it's not for road miles, it's for a new tractor to help maintain.
Oh,
dirt roads.
oh, and I remember that now.
Yes,
So,
yes,
okay, now I remember that. That'll be really big.
it will be very big for us. So
Yes.
yes, so the grant, we did get the official letter and the contract documents to be signed so that we can start the process.
Okay, so do we need to do a motion, or we just sign it?
I would say, why don't you do the motion to approve the unpaved road
Okay.
grant in the amount
Okay.
of, and then you'll be covered.
So moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you
Now,
very much.
question, Pam, was,
Yeah.
are we paying 171,000, or is that?
That's a
No,
full,
that's a full
fully,
grant.
the
full grant.
That's the full, wow.
That's gonna be really
Yes,
great.
it's
That-
going to
Yeah,
cover
that's
the-
wonderful, yeah.
The full tractor.
Good.
The percentage of our roads that are dirt
I
gravel.
don't actually know the percentage.
I think we have something like 12 miles.
Yeah, roughly.
Last time we checked, I think it was like 11 or
Yeah.
12 miles of dirt road.
When I lived in Worthington and then it was Cummington, half the roads are dirt
Oh,
roads.
the Colerain's that
Yeah,
way.
Coleraine. there's-
Colerain's like
yeah.
150 miles,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Chlorine has a lot of dirt roads.
Yeah,
Okay,
You said so moved, so you moved that, who
Yeah.
seconded it?
I did.
you
Larry.
did.
You did?
Yes.
Sorry to confuse you more. All right. What are you doing?
It keeps exploding.
Here.
It's,
oh,
it's just,
There
it's
you
not
go.
worth it, it's not
All right.
worth
I rigged that pen before our meeting.
it. That's what you get when you try to buy
All
a
right,
pen for 50
We're
cents.
entertaining the people at home here.
Yeah,
Okay, so what is this request to lay, maintain utilities underground for Tara Mason, 11 Rand Road?
So Tara is installing, or she has someone installing a new leach field septic system for her. She is at 11 Rand. She owns the field across the street from her house, and that's where the system is gonna be located. So she's looking for permission to
Go
run
under.
the pipes under the ground, under the road. Anthony has been part of this conversation. He is okay with it. The contractor doing the work is J.S. Ray is doing some of the
Okay.
work, as well as Maurice Beausoleil. I have all of Maurice's insurance information. The form that Tara filled out will ask, make sure she understands that we can come back and check and make sure that nothing happens for the next couple of years in the winter and so forth. And she's filled out all that paperwork. So they just need, this is part of one of the things that you, as a select board, get to sign off on.
So that's, how far deep do they go for that?
I'm not entirely sure.
For that, they gotta be at least 4 feet,
Yeah,
cause that's frost line.
yeah, frost line, yeah.
Any issues with, has the police department been notified of it? Cause obviously they're gonna be trenching
They're
that
not part
across
of
the road, or
the
is it?
sign off on that. You mean to have like a detail for traffic or?
I mean, it's Rand Road, there's 6 cars a day.
No, but so what for the police, cause they're not on your form for
Yeah.
a sign off.
I mean, I would think that JS Ray would probably reach out to them if they're gonna be working in the road,
Oh,
so.
Yeah, I wonder how long it will take, to do that, so.
It's not wide, and I don't imagine it's too much more than 4 or 5 feet, and,
By the time JS Ray's done, it'll be the best piece of paved
I was
road
gonna
on
say,
the Rand
yes.
Road.
well, it's not gonna disturb the pavement. They're gonna do
Oh,
what
are
they
they-
did similar for
Oh,
the
so they're gonna
historical
just-
society.
they're just
gonna
gonna
like
tunnel it.
bore.
Bore,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
all right,
So
well,
they-
that's not even an issue, yeah.
So they
okay.
won't even be in the
and
road.
there's 2 ways, and, right, it's just a one way in Rand Road to go,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'll be-
Yeah, no,
That's
they're not
fine.
tearing up.
I don't have a
Okay.
problem with this at all, this is good,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. So I make a motion to approve a request to Lake maintain utilities underground for Tara Mason at 11 Rand Road.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we have, this is.
Annual MOUs from the Solid Waste Management District.
Okay, let's see
And there are
here.
3 different ones.
Oh, this pile of paper this week. Alright,
Was there any increase for any of these, do we know, from last year?
A small increase, but we already voted, or you guys already talked about that at your meeting when we did budget meeting.
Okay,
It wasn't a large
Right.
increase.
so it's what we knew was coming,
Yes,
so we've already budgeted for it?
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
so you said there was,
There's one that is for hazardous, the first one is the,
so.
hazardous waste collection event. That's a 1-page document. It says at the top,
Hold on a second.
Solid
they all
waste.
look fairly similar, solid waste, somewhere
Right,
you'll
good
see
point.
where it says, whereas participating towns have appropriated the funds required for a regional household hazardous waste collection event. That's the first one.
Yeah, and then the other ones are dumpsters up there.
Then the other one is for, the actual, inspection by a third party that has to be signed off on. And then the last one's about the hauling of recyclables and disposal of solid waste, bulky waste, and scrap metal. There's 3 separate.
These
And
separate
those.
ones.
That one's a 1-pager too. The third party one. It's a single page.
Yeah, there's 2 that are single page. The one with a staple in it is the one that says regarding hauling of recyclables and hauling and disposal. So that one, the top one, Joe, I think is that one.
Okay, so. Okay, so I make a motion to approve MOU for, Franklin County Solid Waste Management District's,
The 3 MOUs.
the 3 MOU, thank you, okay, the 3 MOUs from the, Franklin County Solid Waste
Second
Management
that.
District. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for making that easier. All right, I can't do the next one.
And I see I have a typo in Zach's last name, too. Just wanna notice.
You did, I wasn't gonna call you out on
Ah,
it,
I don't know how I didn't
Um,
see it before.
but we've got a 1-day liquor license permit for Zach Livingston for the Bridge of Flowers Road Race. We'll make a motion to approve the 1-day liquor license.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And I abstain.
the dog, the animal control services
You
agreement.
know, we're lucky to have that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's
Having-
2 of those.
Right,
One
two-
for dog shelter services and one for animal control services.
All right.
Those contracts up this year?
They were, yes, they were last year, so this past year we got the
The new-
assessment notice of what it was going to be, and it only went up,
A lot less than what they were
yeah,
originally talking.
$77, for the, shelter. And the animal control services is $5,832.
Is this just a one-year contract?
Yep. They do it now by the fiscal year.
They land.
Fortunate we don't have to do this ourselves.
Yeah.
I can remember dog hearings in small towns with, well, we have had dog hearings here, but it's a little different. Okay, I make a motion to approve the agreements for regional animal control services and dog shelter services from Brookhog, right?
Oh, sheriff's,
Franklin
Franklin
County
County
Sheriff's
Sheriff's.
Franklin County Sheriff's Office, wow.
Is this just for the chair to sign,
I believe so,
or
yes.
is it?
No, it's
is it
just the chair.
Okay.
And a witness, actually, so whoever wants to be the witness.
Okay,
Second that.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes. All right, items not reasonably anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance of the meeting. You know, one thing I noticed, maybe even because on a select board concern, is we need to repaint that sign that's on Town Hall that says Buckland. It's getting really,
Is it
Fun.
getting faded?
it's very, very faded, the gold on there.
So, we're looking at, actually, I see these sitting here tonight, I'm not sure who put
Uh-huh.
them here. We actually have, there's an issue with the paint coming off the side and some rot on
I
the side
saw
of the
that.
building. So we're still addressing a lot of those issues, so I can add your sign to the list. I'm not sure who painted that the last time.
It looks pretty high end with the materials they use, but it's getting, if you look at it, it's.
Yeah.
That just got done.
Well, when the movie happened, one of the movie or TV
Yeah.
show or
I was
something.
gonna say in the
Dexter?
last probably 5 years, I think that it's
Yeah,
been painted
I'm not
once.
sure when it was, but perfect timing.
Okay, that was my only concern. We're almost ready, we're ready for you a while back, but we've gone through a whole bunch of other stuff, so,
You just made it.
yeah.
Good timing.
Why don't we just do select board member concerns and then we'll get Larry to talk. Anybody have any
I
concerns?
don't have any concerns. I do, a lot of them, but we haven't got time.
You, okay, all right. Knock that off. And now we are going to have Larry Langford is,
Yes,
Yep.
we are.
and you need to sit
You
over
gotta
there.
go to the hot seat.
You gotta sit in the hot seat so our people at home can hear and see you.
Great. I will do my best.
Okay.
Okay. One of the things that we're following up on is from, you may recall from town meeting, we mentioned there were 3 fiscal threats coming at us. One of them was the building proposal from the Franklin County Technical School, which is headed for a vote of approval by the 19-member district towns on October 6th. That vote is to see whether or not they will have authorization to borrow $236.6 million. Actually, I'm not sure whether they will be borrowing that amount or the amount for the town's portion, which is $123 million. Not clear to me just exactly what the borrowing plan for that is going to be. The project itself is $236.6. MSBA is going to pay 48% of that. The towns are going to pay the balance, and that works out to about $123 million. The point is that while there's a compelling need, and I'm going to just grant them the need. I'm going to say, good, we appreciate the fact that the school is old, there's a need to have these children be safe in the facility when they're using all this equipment, et cetera, et cetera. The problem is, we can't afford it, pure and simple. And I say that because while it might be debt excluded, which is a term we use to say that it's, we're going to pay for it, but it's not going to be on our levy limit, as I recall that construction. Even though it's not going to necessarily raise our levy limit, it will be paid by the residents of the town. In this case, it could be anywhere, I'm just going to make up a number, it's about $350 for the average household, I think, based on what we're estimating the cost to be
Per year?
per year
Per year, okay.
for 30 years, according to the borrowing plan that we've come to understand. So while there's an emotional argument to be made for the construction of the school, there's a dollars and cents argument that says, I don't know how, of the 19 towns, 15 of them, which are the smaller ones, I don't know how they can afford this. And I know that Buckland, I can only speak for Buckland, we will have a very difficult time paying for this if it comes to having to do that. So I'm in favor of having after conversations that we've had together, a public forum, much like we did prior to the town meeting, just to take people through exactly what we're talking about, not to advocate one way or another, but to make sure everyone understands that in spite of the compelling need for this new facility, which I'll grant that they probably do need it, the proposed structure is not something that I believe that the town can afford. And in the forum that we would anticipate, we would talk about the proposed construction, let people know what the facts are on that. Talk about the plan for funding, just lay that out. And then I was thinking that it would be useful for them to understand examples of what the funding would mean to different towns, small, medium, and large. And we have just a chart here that shows all of the towns, and this is as accurate as I can make it at the moment. But if you look at, for example, Heath, which is the smallest, they're on the hook for 1.16% of the tab. How did that get calculated? Well, that's a combination of population of the town against the total population of the whole district, and the EQV, the equivalent value of all of the property in Heath, against the total for all the things. And those two are added together in an average, and it comes up with 1.16%. That's an annual capital assessment of about $86,000 for the town of Heath. Coleraine, it's $172,000. Buckland, an annual capital assessment of about $211,000 estimated. This is based on what we're estimating the borrowing costs are going to be. We don't know what those are going to be, but we can guess using a percentage rate of 4.4%. So what I did. It may be higher, and therefore it might be more expensive. I don't see how it's going to be lower, given interest rates nowadays and so forth. Greenfield, which has 24.4% of the total, they're going to be on the hook for $1,807,000 every year. So, again, we're going to be contesting emotion with logic, and that's always a tough conversation to have with people, because we're going to be the meanies with the green eye shades to say, great idea, can't afford it. It's like if your car is old and needs replacing, you'd love to get that Mercedes, but too bad we can't afford it, son. So that's where we are, I think, with regard to this. And I suggested that we work through at least 4 scenarios that are possible, and talk to the town about these 4. One is that the vote on October 6th passes, and that each town finds a way to pay for it. That would be the best of all worlds from the Franklin Tech standpoint, I guess, if you think of that. We suck it up and everyone agrees to pay the price tag for that. I think the likelihood of that is low, mainly because I don't think that the towns in the district that are similar to Buckland have the capacity to do that. And again, it's the residents, it's the taxpayers in the town. It's not the town budget per se, but it's the residents who would be picking up the tab for this. And I don't think they would be willing to go along with that. There's a second scenario that I think is a little more possible, which is the vote passes because enough people said we really want the school, but we don't know anything about the funding. And the towns that voted no are now facing a capital assessment that they can't afford, they can't pay. This is a possibility. The options that those towns face at that point are limited and somewhat unknown. I don't know what there is other than to apply to withdraw from the district. And that raises a whole host of issues. But we would have an opportunity to just say, we're not going to be a member of the district. And then we face the question of whether the children that are going to the school would be paying out-of-district tuition. We don't know. We haven't worked that out. We don't know those details. But if we are stuck with the chance, with the vote passing and we don't support it, then we have to decide how we want to play. That also takes us to a question about if we withdrew, for example, our share of those capital costs would be borne by the remaining towns. So imagine if Buckland was joined by several other towns, all of whom did the same thing. Now the smaller number of towns remaining in the district have a much larger price tag on that. So this has got a lot of dominoes falling that make it a precarious proposition. Let me stop. Do you have any questions so far on this? Oh, okay. The third scenario, which is builds off of that, is if there's a lender who's going to actually loan this money, if the vote passes, the lender would probably pick out the fact that not all the towns are in a position to pay this money, and therefore they might not get their money back if the loan goes into default. So what do they do in those situations? Well, they usually apply a risk premium to a loan like that, to say, because we're a little nervous, we're going to charge more. So that just escalates the size of the problem as far as we're concerned from a cost standpoint. I don't know where that goes. I would like to know if that's going to be a possibility. When would the voters know that this was the case? And what would the premium be? And will this occur before the vote? What happens if it occurs after the vote? What have the residents of the towns actually voted to do in that regard? Scenario 4 is the vote fails. I think this is a likely possibility. It's possible. And what that would do is it would put Franklin Tech back to square one with regard to deciding how to proceed. We had conversations with them a few weeks ago asking about what's plan B. They don't have a plan B. The plans for renovation and so forth
Scrapped.
they were put on hold.
Yeah.
And all the effort went into the plans for the construction of this new facility. So it's not clear exactly what happens if the vote fails. They can reapply and do it again, and which the law allows for that. But I think my sense is that the vote might fail if enough of the voters in the district understand the economics of this decision versus the emotional appeal of this decision. I know that there's a 50th anniversary of the tech school, and they're gonna have a lot of compelling arguments for building the new school. But in fairness to the taxpayers of the town of Buckland, I don't think we should support this, but I can't lobby one way or the other. This, I just want to make sure everyone understands the price tag. So the idea would be to have a forum, have this conversation, ask for feedback. What did we miss? What questions did we not answer? What scenario do they think most likely would occur? And what, if anything, should we do at this point? Because we're just the finance committee. You know, what do you want to do, taxpayers of the town? How do you want to proceed here? And just see what happens. Ideally, we would have multiple towns involved.
I guess I was gonna say, it would be nice to, ask at least the select boards or planning boards, what, a group from each town to come and then go back and report to their town, because they're not getting this information.
Well, we're going to publicize it, and I
Yeah.
think we should say this is open to our
Well-
neighboring towns.
Well, I'm of two minds on that. I can speak for Buckland. I understand Buckland. I understand taxpayers. I don't know the economics of the other towns as well, and
Okay.
it's up to them to decide that. But I think Pam has got an idea that might work.
So I've reached out to some other town administrators just to sort of share where we're at in the process, and several of the smaller towns out in kind of our regional area here have expressed an interest in coming to have a meeting to talk about, you know, having their finance committees, maybe their town administrators, if there's a select board member interested, to come and sort of just talk it through as, you know, brainstorm, have some ideas, kind of a similar forum, but not, you know, with the residents necessarily.
But it'd be spur them to go back to their residence, that's what the hope of it is.
Well, that's right. And I think, you know, this is fairly arcane stuff. The regional agreement in small print that exists between the tech school and the 19-member towns, that's worth a study, because it explains the issue of indebtedness and the duration of that indebtedness. It talks about how they authorize the ability to borrow money. And there's some interesting language in that that's worth, I think, each town understanding and being familiar with before and then they can go back to their own towns and decide what to do.
Would you have someone from the tech school present, maybe not to do a presentation, but in case there are questions?
Possibly, it's open, I think, to that. We've had a lot of their presentations. And again, my opinion is, I don't want this to be a question of whether or not we think they should build a building. That's not the question.
Right.
The question is, what they're proposing to build is not affordable. And so can they come back with an alternative that would be more affordable to meet their needs? And since we've been told the answer is no, I don't want to have this be an argument of emotion versus logic.
Okay,
But that's up to you to decide.
so this is informative.
This is informative,
Okay.
not advocative, as one would argue.
Okay. Well, I would imagine our representative to their school committee would be present.
Sure, that'd be great. That'd be great. I think the members of the community would be very interested, I think, to hear from our school committee rep as to how it came to this place. How did we get into this? What was the process that got us to this point? So there's a lot of good questions on the table.
So when are we gonna hold this forum?
To be scheduled.
Is this something that we could maybe potentially see if Shelburne Falls Cable could maybe record it that night as well? To where
I would
all
think-
these other towns could kind of go back and
Yeah,
kind of use as sort of a guide when they're going to their town members.
I think that would be great.
Yeah,
They'd be interested in doing that. I think it's important that everybody have the facts, as well as we understand them. I mean, these are not brought down on tablets from on high. These are what we've been under.
Unfortunately,
understand.
this is something that the school should have done leading up to this, and they didn't, you know, because I feel as though they're pushing their agenda without any
That's
of
what
the
they
facts
did,
behind it.
that's what they did do, because I wanted, yes, and I don't blame them, that's their position, you know, they wanted, but that's what they did, Glenn, you're exactly right, yeah.
Well, what you were telling me about what you hear on the radio, what was
Oh,
that?
I heard some kids on the radio, it might be, I think it was Bear Country, and, kids
You
mentioned.
can admit that you listen to Bear
Of
Country.
course I do.
Yeah.
I'm a country dude from way back, okay, but anyways, and, there was a boy on, and he mentioned his name, and he said that he's from Franklin Tech, and that he needs a new school because there's new things going on, and he says he deserves the best education he can get, and a lot of words put in there by an adult, I'm sure, but still, the concept was they've got the kids fired up.
But that's like an ad, so
Oh,
who?
definitely.
That's an ad, so who's paying for that ad?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's an ad or if it's just, anybody can call it. I really don't know, Joan. That's, you know, that way. But I was quite, I mentioned it to Larry when I heard it. I was, wow. I've been listening. I haven't heard any more since, but,
Okay,
and I noticed some other towns here. I'm looking at Greenfield. I know that's a big number, considering I just have a new police station, and they have.
New
a
library?
New
Montague
library.
just voted a new
A
library.
new library, yeah. It's just, and Greenfield is not thriving with huge business going on downstream.
I live in
I'm just-
Buckland, I can only speak
No,
about
right,
what
right,
we
but-
can afford and
right.
what we can
But I'm
do.
saying those are
I don't
huge
know.
numbers for some of those towns. It's
Absolutely,
just
absolutely.
incredible
And I
numbers.
think the more we can help share
Right,
share the methodology that resulted in these numbers, I
Yeah.
think that's what I would like to see happen. We're gonna get a lot of emotional support for the building coming up. There's a 50th anniversary celebration that they're gonna have. It's gonna be a big day, I think. And they'll talk about the future. They'll talk about the new school. And great. I just worry that the taxpayers can't afford it. I mean, we had enough
correct.
of an issue with the recent override that we passed, that I hate to go back and be a part of doing that again.
That's a, for us,
Yeah,
it's a big chunk of money every year, to start off the year, just
exactly.
can't even think about it. We've worked up to fill up our positions here in the town hall with good people, highway departments and stuff, yeah.
So we think about, voter turnout, we think about propensity to vote yes or no, and you can do the math and figure out where's the, I mean, 57% of the vote comes in those 4 big towns.
Yeah.
How many of them understand what's going on? I don't know, but all we can do is
Yeah,
Wait and see.
right in the little corner where they are,
Yep.
where
So,
we are.
I know that they're having it on October 6th. Are they doing any early voting?
No,
No, okay. So you
It's
want
a one-day vote.
It's a one-day vote,
yeah.
and so I would suggest maybe mid-September for this. What do you think? You don't want it too far in the distance that people,
I think when it's back to school time,
Yeah.
people will be thinking about schools, people will,
Right.
this will be,
Mhm.
and this vote stands alone, there's no other vote on either side of it, so this would be a standalone event. And I think that if we had people who understood the facts on the ground and they're concerned about their tax bill, they would show up to vote.
now if it passed, when would it take effect in terms of towns contributing toward it?
I don't know exactly when that would occur. It would be sometime in 2028,
Not
27,
entirely.
2027.
No, we're in 27. We just did 27. I'm not sure. I don't think it would be immediate because they're gonna have to go out to bid.
The earliest it could be would be 2028.
Right.
But chances are it'll probably be closer to 29 fiscal year.
So that's the plan. I hope we can schedule something for Buckland, and I hope that
Yeah.
Pam's successful in organizing a multi-town meeting, which will be a parallel kind of event. And if the more we can spread the word on this, I think the smarter our people will be.
Yeah. No, I like the fact that we say that we're not telling people to vote yes or no. You've got to decide that yourself, as we've often said with many things that we say here. It's not up to us, it's up to you at the town meetings. And
Absolutely.
was well put this year again, you know. Do you want Buckland to remain the same, or do you want to have to, you know, yeah.
Excellent.
Other questions?
So we'll have to come up with a date.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Larry, for
Larry.
your work on this.
Larry, you gonna be talking to Pam about a date or something too? I mean, somebody's got to, you've been not spearheading, but coming forward with information for us, and someone's got to get together and decide the date, or we're just gonna be,
When you mentioned wanting the school committee rep there, he has a pretty big travel schedule. He travels for work, so I can reach out to him and see what
that might be
dates
very, yeah, good
he
idea.
has available, but you're thinking probably early September? Is
Early
that
September.
what
Early to
you're
mid.
thinking?
Early to mid, no pat, yeah.
Okay.
And that gives them,
I will get some dates
to
from
absorb.
him first and then go from there.
and school's gone on long enough during that time, because it starts the end of August, or the last couple of weeks of, you know, July, actually, I mean, August that way, so it, yeah, it would be good, they'll be settled in.
Good,
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Larry.
Larry.
Appreciate that.
thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to town administrators report.
All right, let's see. I have one quick little announcement. August 22nd, Franklin Land Trust D2R2 is going through parts of Buckland. That's the bicycle event with like 1,500 bike riders. They send a letter as a courtesy to let us know about it. I did forward it off to emergency services, because in the past they haven't been specifically made aware. So it's helpful for them to know that maybe they want to make sure they have coverage that weekend if there's any problems.
Where do they go? What's the
They
route?
go all over the back roads through, there's maps on their website. They start out,
Okay.
trying to think if they start in Deerfield. It stands for Deerfield Dirt Road Randonnée. Looks like they leave between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. from the Franklin County Fairgrounds in Greenfield. They'll get designated routes with maps and cue sheets, usually travel in groups of 2 to 5. 8 routes will be offered with checkpoints along the course, and then they are expected to return between 2 and 8 p.m.
It's like Tour de
But
Franklin
they're
County.
going, it is like the dirt roads, it's the most rough roads. I know some were going out my way, and those roads are incredibly dangerous roads, and people, they're supposed to be skilled, riders.
They're not even
But
wide enough.
sometimes they're real, I mean, you'll see them
Yeah.
come down, they're just covered in dirt, and
Huh.
tires are flat, and we've had people stop at our house looking for water. So, I mean, it's definitely a rugged event. But anyway, it says 70% of the course consists of dirt roads. So, anyway, letting you know about that. So back last year or so, we received the grant, the Shared Streets and Spaces grant for those speed radar signs. They did finally arrive.
Yay.
I finally connected with Chief Bardwell this afternoon on deploying. 2 of the signs are permanent. One is sort of you can move it around. So the 2 permanent ones, one is going on North Street, one is going on South Street, which are 2 of the roads with the most complaints about speeding. The 3rd sign, I believe, is going to be deployed to Upper Street for a while, because we've had a lot of complaints about speeding on Upper Street with people heading up Charlemont Road. So Chief Bardwell felt like that was another good spot, and then that one can kind of move around as needed, and it does collect a lot of data on speed, number of vehicles going through, and it's a good reminder for people to kind of see that and hopefully slow them down.
So we had talked about having an enhanced stop sign here. Is that, you're
Get
getting
to
to that?
that
Oh,
too.
right, thank
Oh,
you.
you were just reading my mind.
I'm reading your mind, yeah.
So we had looked into those and the cost was really high. So the time is now to apply for another grant. And so we talked about crosswalk, signs, the stop sign. So I wanted to make sure I had all of your blessing to apply for the next grant, which is actually due the end of this week. I've been working on gathering information because also in that grant you can apply for sidewalk clearing equipment. So we're potentially going to be trying for that as well, to enhance our equipment that we have to clear all the sidewalks in town. So that was one of my updates as well, was to let you know that was upcoming. Our website, we are also in the process. It's been a long, slow process with the company, but I think we're finally moving towards migrating to a new website. So you will see some changes to the Town of Buckland website in the coming weeks, months. I think it'll probably roll out sometime in the late fall. At this point, it's like a 12-week lead time. So it's going to be supposedly much better, easier to navigate, more user-friendly,
Yeah.
all of that.
Good.
So our old website, the old software that maintains the website is being basically, what do we call it, retired. So we had to move forward with this. Let's see, did I have anything else? I know we have on the agenda to kind of discuss our August meeting schedule. And with that, a sewer commissioners meeting in August as well, if we could potentially make that, date happen, if we can get some dates tonight for those, so we're set for next month. I know last year we only met once in August. I didn't know if that was something people wanted to do again. And then a sewer commissioners meeting, whether it's the same evening, different evening, what your thoughts are.
Well, the last sewer commission actually went on quite long.
Yes, that was the budget meeting.
Okay.
This one, they kind of Shelburne wanted to not just meet once a year, they wanted to meet a
Okay.
couple times, so I think this would be hopefully not as lengthy, more of a check-in, I think.
Okay.
So, I mean, it doesn't have to be the same evening, I just am putting it out to you that that's something else that,
But if we're only having one meeting, select board meeting in August, it might be pretty busy.
it could be, so you can pick a different meeting for the joint sewer commissioners meeting.
When would you like to meet next in August? Just the second Tuesday and that's it, or?
Let me look at the calendar for August. I didn't need it somewhere. I think
Smack dab in the middle. The 11th is smack dab, right, really?
11th is our,
11th
11th to
is
be our
the
normal,
second,
our
that's-
normal
yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. That work? August 11th?
Are you world traveling again?
For our regular select board meeting, it'll be
Yeah.
that night anyways.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, but do we want to have just one in August or two?
Do you see anything?
I mean,
I mean,
as of
that-
right now, I don't have anything
Okay.
ahead. Not to say we won't, but.
Well, we could decide on August 11th if there's more to do, right?
Good idea, because I'm thinking if this tech school stuff is talked about more before then, or something else comes up, not a bad idea to keep it, to be announced, or,
Okay. Then we'll be meeting August 11th.
Meet on the 11th and the 25th is to be determined.
And then
Yeah.
sewer commissioners.
yeah.
How
You,
did you wanna
you
do
better
that?
check with them too, right? But
Well, I
set,
told
do
them
we
I
set
would-
it?
I told
Yeah.
Heidi I would give her a potential date and see if it would work.
Okay.
I'm very flexible. I don't know what other people.
Yeah, if we
What?
do it that week, I think I'm
You're pretty flexible that week.
flexible that week.
The week of the 11th, same week?
I'd prefer to just do it on Tuesday night and just get
Okay.
them both done.
Yeah, okay,
If
that's
they wanted to
fine.
do like a 7 o'clock meeting or something.
Okay, 6:30 or.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just,
I can
6:30,
ask
make
them.
it
we'll still
6:30.
be at 5, right, for,
Yeah.
3
yeah.
to 5,
Yeah,
and maybe meet them at 6:30.
We're pretty well done, yeah. I
Okay.
agree, I think that's a good idea, get it done.
Okay, so our next select board meeting will be the 11th, okay, of August. Anything else?
No,
Yes, you do.
I do. No, I don't. I don't think I have anything else.
Not yet.
So,
Nothing more about,
no,
Okay.
not as
Not
of
yet.
yet.
not yet, okay.
All right. I think that's everything I've got.
Okay, well, all right. Anyways, I believe we got a lot of town business accomplished tonight, so I make a motion to
Can we get a
adjourn this meeting.
Public comment?
Oh,
public
Oh,
comment.
sorry, public comment. Anyone want to speak? Okay. There's no one here.
Never know. Mary tends to come out with something every once in a while.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So, we'll see you all on August 11th, the next meeting at 5 o'clock. So can I make the, can I adjourn the meeting now?
Make a motion to.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good evening. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Now it's signing time, Joan.